What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. I appreciate you guys' time. So, moment of truth, really. The ECU for the Z finally came in. So, I'm gonna get this unpackaged real quick. She tells me to lose my negative energy. I'm being a little pessimist right now. I'm being like, it's probably not gonna work. But if it works, I'm gonna be super stoked. So. Package in a package in a package. Well played. And another package. Hey.
ECU.
That's it.
ECU.
Alright, so if you're on the passenger side of the car, generally there's like a little fake looking glove compartment here. The ECU sits right there. Just pull this little tab down and you can pull it out, but we have two 10mm bolts, one here and one on the back side against the firewall. I'm gonna go ahead and pop those off, get the bracket changed over, and then plug this thing in and see what happens. All right, we got the bracket on. I'm gonna stick this thing back and kind of temporarily get it mounted, plug it in, get the battery plugged up, and then it's go time. Here we go. Well, we got power. Oh, it works! It works! Ha! It works! It works. First time in 2 years plus that this car's ran. First time. Woo! Yeah! Woo! That sounds so good. Oh, I'm so stoked right now. Woo! All right. I just let it run for about 20-30 minutes, run through a heat cycle, and everything checked out fine. No weird issues or anything popped up. So it turns out 100% the ECU was shot. From what I understand, these cars seem to have weird electrical problems. Being a 2003, I don't know why. At least that's what comes up on the forums. There was a thing, I was like, man, it smells kind of like gas really heavily in here. And whenever I pulled the old fuel pump out that sits in here, the gasket that sits on top of the actual pump, it was messed up, so I didn't put it back in and didn't think about it. But I have the new one, and I totally forgot to install it because I got really excited about the ECU. So I don't know if the camera's gonna pick up, but it's soaking wet right there. Fuel splashed up everywhere, and I was like, man, it smells like fuel. This is weird. That's why. I'm gonna go ahead and get that buttoned up, and then get everything kind of cleaned up a little bit in the engine bay, enough to where I can drive it around the neighborhood a little bit, and see what it feels like. All right, so for replacing this fuel tank seal here, you're going to take out these 6 Phillips head screws, disconnect your fuel line here, and there's also an internal fuel line once you get this pulled up, and then this little rubber gasket sits on the inside, so you're actually going to have to pull the entire fuel pump assembly out. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and fire up the car because priming it just isn't enough, I guess, activity for the pump. I'm gonna go ahead and fire up the car and then put the camera down here on the fuel tank area and see if there's any fuel seeping out. And hopefully it's not, otherwise we have a different leak. So I'm going to monitor this for a little bit, make sure there's no leak, but I think that seal right there was what the problem was. On to the next thing. Alright, so I monitored it for a while. There was no leaks or anything like that, no seeping, so that was my problem. I just simply didn't put the old gasket back in like a dum-dum. Got excited about the ECU, so we had a little bit of a fuel leak. The tank area is buttoned up. I'm going to go ahead and put the insulation slash, I guess, noise canceling stuff back in. And then proceed to put the tighten up the ECU bolts and then go ahead and put all the interior back together. Yep.